Welcome to Landmark Sports Show.
With Ant and John. This is episode 14. We're close to the end of the season due to the school year being over soon, but we have maybe 5 or 6 more episodes left, so still got time.
That's right. We still have plenty of sports to go over with you guys.
Yep, and I've been emailing fighters managers, so hopefully I get a response either the end of this week or next week, and we can have another guest.
That's right. And it's working hard behind the scenes. It's not all in front of the camera work for him. He's working hard.
Yeah. All right, so this may come as a shocker to everybody, but nothing in the MMA world that's important. No MMA updates this week. Next week, we're going to be back with that to do predictions for UFC 211. But for this week, no MMA updates.
We never go 2 weeks without giving the folks some MMA updates, right?
Yeah, exactly.
1 week, it's a little slow, but next week we'll be coming back strong.
Yeah, because, there's no MMA events this past weekend, so yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's go to the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, luckily, besides MMA, there's a lot going on in sports right now between NBA playoffs, NFL draft, MLB. So, NBA playoffs first?
Yeah, let's do that first. All
All right. What about, I want to know, what's the most intriguing matchup for you now in the second round of the playoffs? So, it's interesting, there were almost no upsets, right? Utah beat the Clippers, but that's not that big of an upset. And other than that, all the higher seeded teams won. So,
Yeah.
what's your most interesting series in the second round?
I'm going to say the most interesting series is Golden State versus Utah. I'm going to say that's the most interesting one. And here's why. Utah is a new team that is making it advanced in the playoffs. And they could give the Warriors some tough competition. Am I saying that Utah's going to win the series? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying they could give Golden State a tough time. I think this is going to be a really great series. Of course, I'm expecting Golden State to win, but I'm expecting them to win 6 games. So, actually, no, four games. So I'm expecting 4-2.
Okay, all right. I think mine that I'm most interested in is actually staying in the West, is the Spurs and the Rockets. I think I'm with you. I think maybe Utah could give the Warriors a little bit of a scare, but I think they're still maybe a year or two away. But I think the winner of the Rockets and Spurs have the best chance of anybody in the whole NBA of knocking off the Warriors, in my opinion. Even more so than the Cavaliers in the championship. So
Yeah.
I think if anybody's going to challenge the Warriors, it's going to be either the Spurs or the Rockets, right?
Okay.
So I'm interested to watch that. I think the styles are a little bit different in terms of the wide open with James Harden of the Rockets, and then also just the consistency of the Spurs. So I think that'll be interesting.
Hey, didn't I say it could possibly be Boston and San Antonio?
You did.
It's funny because Kevin and I were talking earlier today, and he was saying Boston versus the Spurs in the finals would be a huge upset.
And that was your pick?
That's my pick.
Actually, both of ours are still alive, right? Because my most recent one was
Toronto and Houston.
right, Toronto and Houston, and that's very much alive.
Yeah.
With the Raptors, it was looking bad for a little while, but now they're playing pretty well. And you never know.
Yeah. So let's look at these wins. So, Utah defeated the Clippers 4-3. The Wizards defeated the Hawks. A lot of people say that's an upset. Not really. I don't find that an upset. I think the Wizards played better basketball this year.
Yeah, and I think they have better players. When you talk about their guards with John Wall and Beal, they're really. I thought they were the superior team also.
Yeah, so that series ended 4-2. Boston defeated Chicago 4-2. I was a little worried in that series at first.
Yeah, because Chicago got up 2-0.
Yeah. The Raptors defeated the Bucks 4-2, and the Spurs beat the Grizzlies 4-2. That was a good series.
Yeah, that one was 2. Last time we talked, right, it was 2-2.
Yeah.
And then the Spurs just took care of them. I think a couple of these. I think the Raptors and the Bucks were 2-2 last week, and the Wizards and the Hawks and Boston, Chicago. Those were all 2-2, and then the higher seeded or the favorite team kind of pulled away.
Yeah, exactly.
But I expect this round to be even better than the last round. I think
Yeah, for sure.
all the series are pretty interesting. even Washington against Boston. I mean, I think that should be a pretty good series.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same thing about this year's NFL playoffs.
Yeah, remember how bad they were?
That disappointed me.
Well, but at least we got a really good Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's just still the playoffs. They were terrible. I don't know what happened this
Yeah,
year.
there was one good game. Remember, besides the Super Bowl, it was
Yeah.
the Packers and the Cowboys, I think.
Yeah, I tell you, man, NFL's changing a lot.
Yeah.
It's because of these new rules.
Yeah. Yeah, like on the rules on like defensive backs and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
you can't hit people.
Yeah. All right.
That's a good segue into the NFL draft talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't you start it off?
All right. I feel pretty good about the Eagles draft. They got a defensive lineman, defensive end in the first round, who's supposed to be pretty good. The second round, they took a cornerback, a guy from Washington that they thought he was going to go higher, but then he tore his Achilles in his pro day.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I think they might have gotten good value because if he comes back healthy, then I think it's a guy that could have been taken in the first round, they got in the second. However, as a Victor Cruz used to be fan, right? That sometimes you get Achilles injuries and it really messes you up.
Yeah.
So I'm a little nervous about that. I think they did pretty good the rest of the way out. They had another corner, a couple wide receivers. They got this guy Pumphrey, his last name is, from San Diego State, who's a really little guy. He's like 5'7", 190-pound running back, but he broke the single season record, a career record, I think, rushing record in the NCAA. So I'm hoping Darren Sproles can kind of take him under his wing and tutor him up, and he can replace him when Sproles retires next year. So overall, I thought the Eagles had a good draft. Overall, the first round of the draft was a lot of fun. I watched the first probably hour or so.
Okay.
What about you? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I'm still a Victor Cruz fan, okay?
That's right. I'm sorry.
Jeez, John, just because Victor Cruz left the team doesn't mean that I'm not a fan. I'm
That's
still
true.
a fan of him.
That's true.
Come
You're
on.
very loyal in that way. I
Very
forgot.
loyal. Jeez, man. You see what happens when you take a week off, and this is what happens when you come back and you think that you're not a fan anymore.
My mistake.
Yeah, but I'm confident about the Giants. The Jets had some good draft picks as well.
Yeah. A couple safeties they took early, right?
Yeah, they took a couple of safeties. I think they just drafted a quarterback as well.
Did they get one kind of later in the draft?
Yeah, I think they did. All right, but yeah, the Giants, they got a defensive end, a tight end, and a quarterback. So they really needed the defensive end, honestly, because look at this. The Giants' offense is perfect now. It's just their defense wasn't that consistent last year, Collins, he needs another backup for him. He needs one more defensive end, and there you go.
Yeah.
You got one.
Yeah, and I think the tight end was probably a pretty good pick by them. I'm sort of surprised they didn't take this guy from Miami, Ndoku or something like that. I think the Browns ended up taking.
Yeah.
He was on the board when the Giants picked, and I'm surprised they didn't take him. But the guys they had last year, what were the tight ends? Were Ty and Donnell, right?
Yeah.
And they were fine. They were decent tight ends. They could block a little bit. They can make a couple catches, but you put a playmaking tight end in that offense, with Odell and with Brandon Marshall, that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, look at this too. Shepard, Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall. You know what those guys are gonna do this season? They're gonna kill it.
It's a lot of weapons.
Yeah. Hopefully Eli makes some good plays this year.
Your boy Eli just needs to wake up.
Yeah. Wake up, man.
Come on, Eli.
That's how I say about your Eagles too. They need to wake up too.
They do. This is an important year for both of our teams. I think it's kind of a transition year. Even though the Giants still have Eli, I think they're starting to look at the future. They drafted that quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
They got some young players, and I think the Eagles, this is a really important year because they got to start playing a little better, winning some games, they haven't been in the playoffs in 8 years or something like that.
No, they made it to the playoffs.
The Eagles?
Yeah, they made it to the playoffs in 2013. You didn't know that?
Oh, you know what it was? You're right. See, this is why it's here. You always make sure I'm
Wow.
honest. They haven't won a playoff game in 8 years because they made it to the playoffs and they got beat.
Wow. How do you not know when your own team made
This
it?
guy,
to the
yeah,
playoffs?
correcting me on my own team. See,
Wow.
that's why you know your stuff,
Yeah. All right. On to our last topic for the day. MLB. I'm confident about my Yankees.
Yeah, your Yankees are rolling.
They are.
2 out of 3. What this weekend, right, from the Orioles?
Yep. They won the series. As long as they win the series, that's fine.
Yeah, if you keep winning 2 out of 3, you end up winning 100 games over the course of a year.
Yeah. How do you feel about your Phillies?
I was feeling great. They won 6 in a row at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But then this weekend they went to LA to the Dodgers and they got swept.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm not feeling. I feel like they're playing decent. My expectations are not quite as high for them as yours are for the Yankees. But it's anytime you go get swept is disappointing. Especially the one game they're up by 3 runs in the 9th inning, and the closer let up home run, home run, home run, and then he blew the game.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a frustrating way to lose.
Yeah.
But your Yankees are playing great. Aaron Judge is a beast.
Best player on our team right now. Best player.
That guy's crazy. You said last week, you were like, yeah, he has 6 home runs. In my mind, I never question you because you always know everything.
Yeah.
But then in my mind, I'm like, really? Does he have 6 home runs? I went and checked and yeah, man, he's killing it. I didn't question you because I know you always know. You know your stuff. But I was like, really? That guy has 6 home runs?
Yeah, I mean, what is it now? He has like 10 or 11 now?
Yeah, he's crushing it.
Man, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I think he has the most home runs this season so far.
I think so. I'm not gonna question you this time because last time you knew.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, they're killing it this year so far. And I told everybody, I'm expecting big things from the Yankees now that they have a new young team.
You did. You called this in the beginning of the year. You said that you were gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, Didi Gregorius came back. Aaron Judge is a beast.
I saw Matt Holliday had a walk off the other night.
Yeah, he helped the Yankees win. They were down 6-1, I think it was. Yeah, they were down 6-1. They came back, and they won in the 10th inning, 14-11. When I saw that, I was hyped.
Did you see yesterday the Nationals beat the Mets 23-5?
I saw highlights of it. That was crazy.
Crazy, right? 23 runs.
Yeah.
The one guy for the Nationals, Rendon, he was 6 for 6 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. That's crazy.
3 home runs, 10 RBIs.
That's like a whole season for one of the Phillies players.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man.
Well, it was an exciting April in baseball. It's off to a good start.
Yeah. Never underestimate the team. Never underestimate a good team in the Nationals.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, maybe this will be the year for them.
Well, I don't know about that. But, anything is possible in sports.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. That does it?
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up for the week.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching this week. I know this is shorter than our last video, but, no MMA updates this week. But next week, we'll be back. If we don't have a guest next week, then we will be back, and we'll give you our UFC 211 predictions. Until then, have a great week.
Enjoy your week.